It is something which you have to experience. You cannot really understand what's happening unless you are part of it. It cannot be expressed in verse. It cannot be written in print. It cannot be captured in camera. You will only see a mass of people moving here and there and taking a dip. And unless you see and grasp the vibe, it is impossible to understand what's happening. I have also been in past Kumbh, but I had never stayed there except for doing the snan. Doing the snan and coming back is not the best way to understand Kumbh. So I decided to stay here for 3 days. Not only stay, move around and see how people are. I have seen thousands of women and men carrying their children on their back, on their shoulders. And it's unbelievable. Some babies are just 3, 4, 5 months old. And it is not restricted to any particular segment. You could see it in the boat of the NRDF, which is accessed only by very important families. There I found small babies of 3, 4 months. And it is a common feature across the street. How small babies in thousands could be carried in when news is there about all kinds of untoward happenings being projected.
So
this is one thing which completely rattled me. 3 days I could see this happening repeatedly.
So Mr. Gurumurthy, you're saying that this is a Kumbh of Sanatan pride, a visible support for Ek Hai To Safe Hai messaging. Is that what's happening there?
No, that is another aspect. I am talking about the depth of this. The expression is another. The second, thousands of women carrying 3, 4, 5 kilos of bags on their head. And the son and sons and daughter-in-laws lifting old people for the dip. You know, these are all things which go far deeper to imply the social, familial and cultural cohesion that exists in our society. This shook me. Actually, tears came out of my eyes when I saw all this. And they came without any place to stay. Where I am saying the Shivir, right opposite, in front of it, there are 200 people lying down at all times. And with children, and they are being fed. The entire society has risen up to how to feed crores of people. It cannot be done by any organization. It cannot be done by any market. It cannot be done by any government. Government cannot organize this. Government can only facilitate this. This is the continuity of a civilization which has understood it and it has passed it on from generation to generation. From the time of the Mohenjo-daro Great Bath days, these are not areas in which the history of India has peeped. And I can tell you, I am not just emotional. I am intellectually trying to understand what is happening.
Right.
But in the current context, it is definitely a reassertion of the Sanatana Dharma, which is under stress. The only thing is, this is a social celebration. This is the Hindu community's own way of coming together. And you must come and see the diversity. I went and saw the Naga sadhus. They are not just naked men. One Naga sadhu explained me the origin of Naga. If you want, I will tell you. And I just sat for 45 minutes just listening to him. His intellectual capacity to expound Sanatana Dharma and the role of the Naga sadhus in protecting and why they remain naked, how they overcome their sexual urges.
Yeah.
And I tell you, it's completely out of the world.
No, it's out of the world and it's unprecedented. Now, will this unprecedented demonstration of Hindu unity have implications for Bharat's polity and its evolution as we go further? I think that's the basic question I want to ask.
Undoubtedly, you must come and see the Vividata here, the diversity here. Unbelievable. There are thousands and thousands of ways of worship. And you see, all those ways of worship, which are very different from one another, but coming on the same platform, coming on the same idea, that is dharma, that is Sanatana Dharma, all share this one word, Sanatana Dharma. And I don't think there is any organization, there is no pope, there is nothing like somebody sitting over this to organize. It is something unbelievable. I tell you, you must come and see and sit here to believe this. So my feeling is that what is the true idea of Hindutva, Hindu nationalism and Sanatana Dharma is demonstrated here. For the first time, the state and the society are in alignment. No society alone could have done it. No state could have organized it. Nobody can organize it.
Momentous.
They can only facilitate this, the huge infrastructure that has been built.
Momentous, absolutely momentous times these are, viewers, that we are living in. And no better person than the editor of the Tughlaq to put it into perspective for us. Mr. Gurumurthy, thank you very much. I know